Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing this matter. Yes, go ahead. You're going to say something for the break.
Yeah, I said, first of all, how they were brought up at home. Did the boy know he was adopted? Did he know he lost his parents before coming to the house? If he knew that he was adopted, if Obi Kuban had, given that information, or maybe he and his wife had shared information, and the boy knew, there are certain things he will not expect. But if they were all brought up equally, you are all my sons, you are older than this one, you are older than this one. So they will believe that according to their birth positions, these are certain entitlements. Okay? So him going to go and now claim next of kin and it being corrected. Play. So if he needed to correct it, he would have either played along or go back home and say, remember the information.
Yeah.
But,
so can I just add a little?
Is it possible that, how Bishop always says that Nigerians are wicked people?
We are.
This boy could have put out that thing, and maybe he wasn't even referring to Obi Kubana.
It's possible.
Maybe he's referring to his own parents.
It was just a trend.
Like there is a trend. Yeah. Maybe he was not even referring in any way to the Kubana family. Yeah. He's just focusing on, I just found out I'm the next of kin of my dead parents who just maybe bequeathed something to me. We don't know. Yeah. But because of the wickedness of our nature, we have started assuming and extracting all sorts of things that shouldn't have played out, because we are the ones destroying that boy, not Obi Kubana.
Oh, hey! Can I ask a question? Yes. When he put questions today, go ahead. When he put that video out on TikTok, all he said was, I'm next of kin. Yes. When did we start talking about it? When the father replied with the right next of kin. Yeah. So who is the wicked person here?
Thank you. Because if he had not responded publicly,
what if he was also doing his own
trend? No, listen.
Obi Kubana could have been doing his own too. So why would he dancing?
The trend would have just gone as a normal trend. Different boys, different people will pick up the trend.
Or if he too had come to say he too is next of kin.
Yes. So the thing for me is, you know how young men brag, bragging rights. I'm from so and so family, that's my dad, or that's my this. And that could be what he was just doing with the trend. It may not even mean anything to him. I always tell people, when I tell my children, I say, this house is not your house. You are a visitor here. You will leave and go. You cannot come and collect the house that I worked for and suffered for in the name of inheritance. You will go and build your own, except I am no more. I cannot be here, you are coming to inherit anything. It's not going to work. I am first in line. I tell my children, I say, you are on rent. You people will soon start paying rent in this house. I will soon kick you out. Yeah, we can't wait to leave you, mommy. We can't even wait to go. This is your house. Please take this your house, I always tell them that. So there's ways that we can check our children from entitlement. When you're constantly demanding for things and you don't feel that you have to put in the work for it, I check you. This thing I'm giving you is a gift, though. There are many people who you are not better than that don't have this opportunity. This opportunity, use it well. There are several ways we can check these children. But when they come, if I see my let's take, for instance, I used to have a help that would post my house on social media and brag. Yes, as a house. She will post my money. She will spread the cash, because I always carry notes in my bag. She will spread the cash, post and brag. I did not kill her. I did not go there to post another one that is my money, or it's my house.
Let me read this comment.
I will chastise her at home.
Abigail said this. She said, have you considered how it affected the real next of kin, who is Obi's real son? What if it's just an inside joke? Because Obi responded with a smiling icon.
Okay,
that's another angle.
That's another angle. But based on what you said about, was it communicated to this child that he was adopted? Let's say it was very clear to the child, knowing that I was brought to this house, I am not a biological child, I've just been brought in to be taken care of. Are we saying that a child like that cannot make a joke like that? See, if he had gone to a bank or he had gone to a company and he has signed as next of kin, I feel that this conversation will be different. That is almost fraud. But if someone is doing a TikTok challenge, are we saying that because we know your place in this family, you're not allowed to even play this sort of play? And responding to Abigail, how would he have felt if it's already understood in the house that he's just one of us? He's adopted, or we have brought him in. If that understanding is there, that boy would feel confident in knowing that that's my cousin that likes to play, because he already knows his place. He will not be in any way confused or in competition, because he knows his place. He does not need, there's many wealthy people. Their children don't need to come on TV and be telling you, I'm the Dangote's child, I am Otedola's child. They don't need to tell you. They know. In fact, they will allow you, those of you that need to say it, claim it. The day of reckoning, when we are sitting there and reading our father's will, when they are sharing inheritance, we know who will be there. So that person won't have any...
Because we can't only talk about Obi Kubra. We have a Dr. Pamela.
Okay, yes.
So let me take this call. Choma, thanks for calling. You're live. Hello, Choma, you there? Hello, Choma. Okay, I think we lost that call. Let me come to you, Dr. Pamela, because it's important that after we've discussed Cubana and all that, it's still important for us to know how to raise children in this kind of environment. If you adopt a child, how you raise children such that there's this equal emotional balance amongst them. What would you advise parents who are adopted? Because today we have lots of children, people who are really engaged in adoption. What's the best way to raise them? Should we do full disclosure from the beginning or hide it and never mention it at all?
You see, I always say this. When a child can speak, when a child can understand what you say, I'm talking about developmental stages, tell that child in simple terms what the child needs to understand. Stumbling on documents when you are much older, saying that you are adopted, is devastating. But if the child knows, if the child understands his or her place or the birth situation, even when the child goes out and you say, oh, you are adopted, oh, I know. My daddy told me or my mom told me. You have prepared that child. You have given that child an internal defense.
To face the world.
Yes, but if you just leave the child to just float around and then maybe they are looking for one document and you say, adopted in 1991 orphanage. No, now. Yeah. So parents disclose at the appropriate time when the child can understand what you're saying. That does not mean you treat the child less than your other children if God has not blessed you with more. But know that you are adopted, but you are still older than this person, you are still older than this person.
Okay, let's talk about parenting for a second, because we saw you with the pink hair and we're thinking, I think one of the ladies was saying, if our children come in today, our teenage, 13-year-old, 14-year-old, and wants to do a pink hair because, hey, and Dr. Pamela has a lovely pink hair and kids, I mean, we want to be trendy, we want to be modern parents, but at the same time, there's a part of us that say, My daughter was telling me the other day that, Mommy, I want to paint my nails, and I'm thinking to myself, no, 16. Like, no, everybody is not you. I know it's okay. It's not a crime. But for me, I just feel like you should wait till 16, period. And of course, you're squeezing her face. I didn't care. But I'm being seen as, Moya, it's too much now. It's just pink hair. I mean, how do you raise children in this modern...
Okay, first, I'm so glad you brought this up. It gives me so much joy. First of all, I turned 60.
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness.
I am 60 years old.
You're living your life.
They would try me.
So,
I've never guessed.
So, a child who is a teenager or younger than a teenager wanting to do what adults do, it stems also from communication. You discuss with that child. You have not reached the age to take this kind of decision. You cannot do this at this age. The child will ask why. You now explain. It now when we want to talk about parenting proper, I will lay the foundation of parenting styles.
Please,
tell us. Go ahead, please.
You know,
we're interested. We're interested. We want to learn. We are all parents here.
Yeah. Theoretically, there are parenting styles, internationally accepted, globally practiced. Yes. We have the authoritarian parenting style, where you tell the child, you cannot do this and that.
Never.
I'm your mom. I've told you, you cannot tint your hair. You cannot color it pink. Bye.
That's what I did. You can't paint your this period.
That's authoritarian.
It depends on the age, right?
Yeah. No, at any age, you discuss with that child.
Can I give you why I said that? So my stepson, he had finally graduated university, you know, just...
Everybody has
So going off to, you know, just now looking for work and trying to find his way around. Then he comes to visit one day and he had platinum colored hair and everything. The father did not say, oh, yeah. He said, I see you're not hoping to work with anybody. That's all he said. This boy has black hair now, and he's a born-again Christian.
I see you're not hoping to work
with anyone. Yeah, and that was all he said. So he let him, maybe he figured out life, where he goes to give CV somewhere, maybe they say, with this hair, okay, thank you very much, you know. And he's figured himself out.
That's it. That was authoritative. Authoritative means that the child says, I want to do this, or comes up with this, and you discuss. Oh, I'm not saying not do it, but this is the reason why you should not be doing it.
What are the levels of parenting? That is democratic.
No,
It's more democratic.
Authoritative, different from authoritarian. The one that daddy is coming back, you hear the car horn, everybody disappears. Go to your room. Yeah, we did all that. The TV is on, you switch it off. Okay? Now, the permissive one, he won't say anything about the hair. You come, oh, you want to color your hair green?
Go ahead.
You want to pierce your nails?
Anything you want.
You want to come back home at 12 midnight at 13 years?
It's okay.
That's permissive. Okay? So the best parenting style...
I said that's not parenting.
Yeah, it's part of it. Some parents do it.
Parents want to be liked.
Yes.
So because you want to be liked,
yes.
You then you give them a lot of this, and oh, you have this, and the pocket money, allow them, you're
permitting. You have to give them excess. No control. No control. You know, you give a child pocket money, you don't have any feedback on how the money is spent. That's being permissive. But when you are authoritative, you can discuss with that child.
Democratic.
Democratic, if you will. When the child comes up with any issues, they will feel drawn that if I go and discuss with mommy or with daddy, they will guide me or they understand where I'm coming from.
So I had my daughter come to me that she wants to dye her hair. So she's seen my pictures all. I dyed my hair from university, different colors, wine, gold. Even in my wigs, you see, I love colors. And she said she wanted to dye her hair. And I said, you're turning 16 this month and you're finishing secondary school. So wait till you finish secondary school, then get into IB. When you're doing IB, you can color your hair. And I asked, are you coloring everything from top to bottom? She said she would love to. She sent me pictures she wanted. I said, why don't you start from the tip? Because you are getting into an industry that I don't know if it's going to be like a serious industry or it's going to be like this creative industry. If it's creative, not a problem. If you are going to focus on maybe all this medicine and all of that, then you can rethink. So we had that conversation. Okay, mommy, I'll start with half of it, the tip. I said, okay, just enjoy it at that time. The nails thing, I found a way to make them look forward to it. So I said, why don't you wait to a certain age? Okay, you know what? Because you like the nails so much, and I'm a colorful person, I do my nails and everything. When we are on long holiday and we're going on vacation, we will all paint our nails. But we know that when we come back, school, seriousness, we take it off. So even my son, the last holiday we had, he tinted his hair gold. Yes, his father took him. He said, because it's holiday, he said, Mom, if I get my grades, if I am A+ and everything, can I tint my hair? I said, just give me that good result. And that's what happened. He tinted his hair. We traveled. When we came back going to school, mololo, everything back to normal. In fact, his father wanted to tint his hair. And when he came back home, he had his black hair. I said, you didn't tint again? He said, please, I don't have energy for profiling at the airport. Before they start accusing me of being a Yahoo man at the airport, let me just carry my black hair. My son can see it's not a problem, you know. So we find a way to have those conversations. And I try to post it for them. So you're looking forward to when I get to a certain age, I can now be able to do this. When I get to, you may get to that age and you don't even like it anymore. So I allow you, instead of just saying blanket no. Because growing up, when I was told blanket no, I have to do that thing.
Ways to do it.
Once I hear no, I have to do that thing. So you don't tell me no, you converse with me.
So I think So I think the conversation is very, very important. Like my daughter, when she came for the Easter break and she was going back to school, she now asked me, Mommy, can I go with my phone? And I sat down because all her friends have their phones with them in school. I sat down and I was like, how do you? Because they'll just go, they will keep it with the house mistress there in school and all of that. But then I sat down and I was just thinking, I was like, no, but me, I actually said that when she's done with school, that's when she's going to have her phone. And now, at some point, I gave it to her later, and I now came back and I said, no, you can't have your phone, I'm sorry. It's just remaining how many months? You have just how many months? Finish up. Once you finish up,
your phone is there.
We'll give you I'll give you your phone, and I will never touch your phone because usually
by
8, you come and drop the phone. But this time around, I'm not going to collect the phone from you.
Time has run out of time. You have to bring it back because this phone matter is a serious matter. Because sometimes I get really scared of what's on social media. I mean, it was my nieces that came recently that told me that I could put some parental control on YouTube, and I didn't know. I was a very foolish parent. They had their own pages. They had the 10-year-old restrictions. I had that. But they were always on my own page. They don't look at their own 7-year-old. They don't look at that. It's my own page. They always watch it. They're watching some movies. Until she told me, why are they watching Chucky? Namudi, it's my parents. I said, no, check is 18 plus. You should put a code. I said, I can. And they don't put the code for me. They know they shouldn't be on your profile. They're forced to watch. Now I've increased their own profile to, like, you know what? I didn't know that. I was one of those parents that just, I was somewhat permissive. You know? So we need to bring you back to help us. But let me just let you wrap up. Your own submission. What's the best approach to raise children in this new world?
Dispensation.
The best approach is authoritative parenting.
Not authoritarian.
Authoritarian is different. Authoritarian is different
from
when you hear the Rian, it is like hammer. Authoritarian. I'm the authority here. What I say stands.
Okay.
You don't shift ground. Your children say something, you don't even listen. That's authoritarian. Yes.
Okay. Authoritative.
It also affects them when they take these children outside the country.
Yes.
Okay. But when you are practicing authoritative parenting, you, like Boraya said, democracy. Maybe you can now associate it democracy, you know, authoritative. So we can now.
They know you're the authority in the house.
Yes. But you give them opportunities to tell you things. You discuss. You hear their perspective about things.
That's still authoritative.
Yes, authoritative. Authoritarian is you listen to them.
So then,
I like that.
From democratic.
You know, it's a mixture of it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to associate the word so you can remember the authoritative is one that you discuss and agree. Like before I tinted my head, my children were like, "Mommy, go ahead." I had low cut.
So they're democratic children.
Yeah, my husband now said, which color are we doing?
The democratic setting.
Discussed it, okay? And everybody agreed, and this is how I am now.
It suits you, girl.
I had to ask
We have to
permission.
bring you back again.
Oh, that would be an honor. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We had fun.
That's all we can take on today's show. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Authoritarian all the way.